So every single month, I set goals with my clients. So, what do we want to accomplish within that month? And we look at certain results that we want. And if you've been here before, you've heard me say that I separate results and goals. So, the goals are the things that we can control, and the results are the outcomes of doing those things that we can control. So, most people, when they focus on the result that they want in the beginning of the month, they're super excited. It's a fresh month. The slate is wiped clean, and they are super aggressive in the result that they want at the end of the month. For instance, I asked one of my clients as we were setting her goals and her results for the month. She said she wanted her result to be to lose 10 pounds. However, the amount of effort that she was willing to put in, the goals, again, the goals are the effort. The amount of effort that she was willing to put in didn't match the result that she was looking for. And oftentimes, this is where people end up messing up or falling short, is that the expectation is up here, but the effort is down here. And I always tell my clients, when that is the case, you either need to lower your expectations or increase your efforts. Now we're half the way through May. And a lot of the clients that I have that set really ambitious goals in the beginning of the month and haven't really done everything that they said they were going to do in the beginning of the month are now finding that we're in the middle of the month and they have to double, sometimes triple the amount of effort that it's going to take to get them to the goals that they set. So, the common thing for most people to do at this point is to adjust the goal. And you will never, ever be successful if your default, every time you feel like you're coming up short, is to adjust the goal. And it's so easy for people to do that. And I always tell my clients, we are not adjusting the goal because you set the goal for a reason. What we are going to do is we are going to finish the month strong. We need to put in more effort. We cannot just adjust the goal because you set that goal for a reason. What we're going to do is we're going to put in more effort. Yes, the goal should scare you. The goal should make you feel like you got to stretch and you got to reach and you have to do extra. And yes, you didn't think you'd be in this position right now. Maybe you did. Maybe your goal was a little bit too ambitious, but we learn from it because, as they say, if you shoot for the stars and I don't know the exact saying, so I'm not, you know what, let me not even act like I know the saying. What I tell my clients, and you probably know the saying that I'm talking about, and if you know that saying, leave it down below in the comments. But the fact of the matter is, if you set a goal up here, let's say your goal is to lose 10 pounds and you push for it and you lose 8 pounds, you're going to be much better off than if you set the goal at 5 pounds, knowing you could reach 5 pounds and you lose that 5 pounds. So, what would be better in that instance, losing 8 pounds or losing five? Most people would say losing eight. So, setting your goals, being ambitious and setting high goals, I want you to set goals. And I always tell my clients, I want them to set goals that are realistic but achievable. Now, if you set a goal and you are not close to achieving that goal, and you know you're going to have to do more, then do more. But don't change the goal because you set that goal for a reason. And if you continue to try to move the goalpost, it's so easy for people to try to move the finish line instead of increasing their efforts. So let's not move the finish line closer to where you're at to make it easier for you to hit a goal, but let's increase the efforts. Because if you actually hit that goal, yes, you're going to have to do more than you wanted to, but that's your fault. You set the goal and you chose, or for whatever reason, to not do the work. Now, if there was something else that caused you to not be able to do the work, so be it. But let's not change the goal. Let's not change the result that we want. Let's change our efforts. Let's do more because you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. Most of my clients do. I hold myself to a higher standard. I hold my clients to a higher standard. So stop changing your goals. Don't make it easier. How's the saying go? Don't wish for it, work for it, something like that. But if you want to accomplish the goals that you set, you've got to be willing to push yourself a little bit harder. And now my clients know that they've got to set more realistic goals. So If you've been here before where you find yourself falling short of accomplishing the goals that you set, stop moving the finish line closer so that the goal is easier to accomplish. Don't change the goal, change your efforts. Stick with the original goal that you had and accomplish that goal. And again, if you fall short, you're going to end up further down the road to getting to where you want to ultimately be than you were if you set an easier goal and hit it. So let me know what you think about this. If you've ever been in this situation before, comment below and let me know. And if you need help on your journey, the first link below in the description, fill out the form and the two of us will figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be.